Credit company RCS has received approval without conditions from the Competition Tribunal to finalise its acquisition of the Edcon store card debtors book. That means that RCS will be able to sell Edcon customers credit cards, store cards, as well as grant personal loans. So initially, Absa owned the debtors book but sold it to RCS in October last year. Let's get more on the story. I'm joined by Regan Adams. He's the CEO of RCS Group. Joins me from our Seapoint studio in Cape Town. Very good afternoon, Regan. Explain what it means to own Edcon's debtors book.
Yes, good afternoon, Zinga, and thank you for having me. Maybe just as you alluded to in the beginning, the components of the transaction. So there are two components that we are taking over from Absa. That is the purchase of the existing book that Absa is managing or was managing in the past. And then also together with that, also becoming the exclusive provider of store card credit for Edcon to do those provision of services. But in addition to that, our aim is also to expand into other consumer finance products. So as you said in the beginning, we'll be looking at products like loans, like credit cards, all products in enhancing the value proposition to Edcon customers. So, you know, we've been at this for over 2 years now, so we're very happy that it's now finally concluded so we can go on and deliver some much needed growth to the Edcon portfolio.
So how will your credit work, and what will the impact of the sale of the debtors be, if any, on consumers?
No, look, the existing consumers that have a store card product, they will continue to use the facility. The idea really is to see how do we provide them with more value, you know, how can we engage with them more effectively, what other offerings, like I said, we can bring to them. And the idea really is around making the customer experience better. But for existing customers, they can continue to use their card like they've always done in the past.
So yesterday we heard that news about Edcon's sale of CNA. How in any way will this impact the deal and RCS?
Now, look, I think firstly, the two primary brands in the Edcon stable, and Grant's been quite clear about this, have always been Edgars and Jet. These two brands were always part of the future strategy of Edcon and the turnaround plan of Edcon. And that's the basis on which we've engaged in this deal. So for us, CNA does not play a big role. It's in fact part of the strategy that Edcon had. So it makes the management focus on the Edgars and Jet brands, which are the two primary brands. The turnover, the credit turnover historically comes from those two brands. And so from a CNA perspective, it's really no impact for RCS. There's still a lot of growth. You know, we believe there's a lot of opportunity. The Edcon book in the past several years have lost ground. It has reduced in size. So we believe there's still a fantastic opportunity to grow the existing Edcon book. And also with the adding of new other products, we'll be able to deliver some further growth to ourselves and Edcon.
So talk to us about that financial position of Edcon. We know that it's struggling, or it was struggling. What do you hope to achieve from buying the debtors book? And is there perhaps a possibility of buying Edcon altogether?
No. Look, we're a consumer finance business. You know, RCS is owned by the biggest French bank, BNP Paribas. So we'll always stick to our knitting, which is consumer finance and financial services. The Edcon position is well documented. I think if you look at the strategy that Grant Patterson set out to achieve, all those key elements of that strategy has now been delivered. And as he said recently, the key thing now is to grow the turnover, to grow the sales within Edgars and Jet. And this is really where RCS comes in. RCS, our core business, our DNA is retail consumer credit. We do this today for the likes of Pick n Pay, for Massmart, Choreograph, Cotton On, to name a few of the national brands. It really is our DNA. And in the past, we've acquired portfolios from banks like FNB, Standard Bank. Of course, this transaction with Absa is quite significant and large in size. But we understand retail consumer credit. We know how to vet people for credit. We know how to market credit. So we see this as an opportunity to provide growth to Edcon as well as RCS. And, Edcon's book size used to be double what it is today. So there's still a lot of opportunity for us to tap in and grow. And I think as the credit contribution grows within Edcon, hopefully that will also revive the Edcon sales and Edcon business, so it can be sustainable in the future. For us, of course, the big opportunity, the direct opportunity, is to scale our core business, but equally important for us, we understand the significance that Edcon plays in South Africa. We know the amount of jobs that Edcon employs. We know they play a big factor in the retail environment in terms of space, and we know a lot of the input costs that they procure are local. So there's a lot of secondary industries that benefit through Edcon. So for us, one of the bigger ambitions, as an RCS business, we say that we want to be a business that helps build a nation. This gives us the opportunity to also impact not just our business and the Edcon business, but also the South African economy at large.
Regan Adams, the CEO of RCS Group, thanks for your time on SABC News this afternoon. So RCS has received approval without conditions from the Competition Tribunal to finalise the acquisition of that Edcon store card debtors book.